Number 1 is Mo Donegal by Uncle Mo. And they're off in the Remsen. As they come on for the finish, and it's going to be tight here in the Remsen. Mo Donegal bearing down on the outside. It's Mo Donegal and early voting, and it is Mo Donegal to win the Wood Memorial. And it will be Mo Donegal to win the Test of the Champion, the Belmont Stakes.
Hello everybody, Mike Welch coming to you from the Oklahoma training track here at Saratoga, a very popular place this past week and in the days to come, as the majority of the potential Belmont Stakes starters are now here on the grounds at Saratoga and are done and will continue to do most of their prime prep work here at Oklahoma for the historic 2024 Belmont Stakes to be run this year and next year as well at Saratoga. I'm here with the Daily Racing Form Belmont Stakes Clocker Report, brought to you by Spendthrift Farm, the home of 2022 Belmont winner Mo Donegal, whose popular first crop of foals arrived this spring. We have about 13 potential starters for this year's Belmont. Not all of them are going to run, but still on the list of possible runners in the Belmont. The entries will be drawn Monday. We'll know more Monday, and probably no more after this weekend of works here. And I'm going to run them down, starting with the trainer Todd Pletcher's potential for Belmont starters, beginning with Fierceness and Mindframe. They worked in company here at Oklahoma last Friday, 5 ace in 102 and 1, galloped out in 14 and 2. Mindframe was the best on the gallop out, but he had already had a work under his belt since Derby Day. This was Fierceness's first work since Derby Day, so Mindframe asked to do a little bit more in the work. Now look, Fierceness worked as well as a horse could work going into the Derby. Obviously was a disappointment on Derby Day, but he is just an average looking galloper, but has been a sensational workhorse. This was definitely not his best looking work that I have seen, so it's going to be interesting to see if he bounces back when he has his final Belmont work here scheduled for Saturday. Whether it's going to come in company with Mindframe or not, I am not sure. But they will both work on Saturday, as will their stablemates Antiquarian and Protective. Antiquarian, who won the Peter Pan, had his first work out of the Peter Pan last week at Belmont Park on the training track down there. All reports were it was a very impressive breeze, and Irad Ortiz, who worked the horse, who worked Antiquarian, was raving about his performance, the way he galloped out. So Antiquarian could be a major player at maybe flying under the radar a little bit in the Belmont. Protective, who is also owned like Fierceness and Mindframe by Mike Rapoli, is what Todd Pletcher refers to as the best maiden in the country. So hasn't won a race, but he was third in the Peter Pan. He's been the greatest stakes place twice, and it looks like he is heading towards the Belmont as well, and he too will work here on Saturday. For trainer Chad Brown, he's got Sierra Leone. Obviously he's going to run, probably will be the post-time favorite, I'm guessing, in the Belmont, as well as Tuscan Gold, whose status is still up in the air. Sierra Leone worked here last week. It was his second work since the Derby. Went in company, 5 ace, 102 and 2, an easy 5 ace, galloped out in 115 and 4 in company with Domestic Product, a very good workhorse who ran in the Derby, will not run in the Belmont. Now, Sierra Leone was equipped in a Houghton bit, which gives the rider a little bit more control of the horse, and is now going to be added to his equipment. Obviously it's well documented what happened in the Derby, lugging in and all that, but he will wear the Houghton bit, I believe, and his work scheduled for Saturday and in the Belmont. And as reported in Daily Racing Form, Flavian Pratt will replace Tyler Gaffleone on Belmont Day. As for Tuscan Gold, he finished 4th in the Preakness, did not appear to handle the wet racetrack that day. His status is up in the air, will probably be determined after he works here on Saturday. And if he runs, it looks like Joel Rosario will have them out in the Belmont. For Danny Gargan, Dornock has been here for a while, been here since the Derby. Terrible trip in the Derby, post one, not much chance there. Just putting a line through that one. He had an easy work here over the Oklahoma track, half mile in 48 and 2 last week. He's scheduled to come back with, I'm going to guess, something a little harder either Friday or Saturday, and that is also scheduled for the Oklahoma training track. For trainer Ken McPeak, Both Mystic Dan and Torpedo Anna are here. Mystic Dan has not worked since the Preakness, since his runner-up finished in the Preakness. I thought he's looked terrific here coming out of that race in the mornings, galloping with a lot of energy on a regular basis. He's going 1.5 miles on a regular basis to keep that fitness level up. He is scheduled to work right now, it sounds like on Saturday. And Torpedo Anna, she has had 2 works since her victory in the Oaks, including a lively half-mile. Did not see it, obviously, at Churchill Downs in 46-1 prior to her arrival here last week. She's made a very good impression here in the morning as well. She looked terrific to me this morning. She galloped 1.5 miles and did it at a pretty good clip as well. So obviously has come out of the Oaks in good form, has bounced back from that fast work last week. She's scheduled to work here Saturday as well. Trainer Ken McPeak has said that he might actually put them in company. Now, one of the 2 will run in the Belmont, not both. Mystic Dan, if he runs in the Belmont, I'm going to guess Torpedo Anna will run the day before in the Acorn. If not, it'll be Torpedo Anna in the Belmont. At Churchill Downs, we have Seize the Grey, Anna Marie, and the Wine Steward. Seize the Grey and Anna Marie, definite starters, it appears at this point, barring any issues. They've both been working at Churchill. They will complete all their work at Churchill. Seize the Grey work yesterday. From reports, the work was very good. Anna Marie has had a couple of works at Churchill. He will have one more for trainer Whit Beckman before shipping here on Monday. The Wine Steward, also a potential starter, was second behind Antiquarian in the Peter Pan, but his ownership connections are saying they may not run in the Belmont. They may opt for the 7 furlong Woody Stevens instead. And the final horse on my list, potential Belmont starter, is Resilience. Looked like a potential winner of the Derby at the top of the stretch, kind of flattened out down the lane. Trainer Bill Mott not sure if 1.25 miles is what he wants. Junior Alvarado will ride him if he runs. He had kind of an easy maintenance work here earlier in the week. I'm going to guess maybe he'll work one more time here over the weekend, and then his Belmont status will be determined at that point. So that's a rundown of where we stand right now. Like I said, busy weekend here and at Churchill Downs, and we're going to be right here with complete coverage of the historic Belmont 2024. So keep it right here, DRF.com, for the best coverage of Belmont 2024.